Hey y'all, welcome to another video. So this is going to be a Q&A. So it's a Royal Caribbean Q&A. So if you watched the previous vlogs, and if you have not, stop this and go back and watch those vlogs. Thank you. All right, so this is a Q&A for Royal Caribbean, and it will be for the Serenade of the Seas. And that's the one that we went on in April for my husband's birthday. And yeah, so these were questions that I were asking before I went on the cruise. And so let me just clear up some of these assumptions and questions. So it's a Q&A. So thank you for stopping by. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. This portion of the video is sponsored by Garnier. They did send me some products and I did wash my hair, and it's for the natural hair girlies. I did wash my hair and got some really cool curls in there. So I just put it in ponytail today. Yeah, but continue to enjoy the video, and then after that we will be watching the Q&A. So stick and stay. Natural hair girlies, we're gonna style our hair today, so let's go. So this portion of the video is sponsored by Garnier. And yeah, so I finished with the front part of my hair, and now I'm going to start with the so it's the flexi hold curls. So that's what I'm gonna use at the back of my hair, or all of this. So this part, and get this part out the way. Make sure it's untangled. And curls going. So, ooh, y'all, look at that. So, y'all, all I did was use a little bit, and this is the pattern so far. Let's use a little bit more to get the curls nice and juicy. So, yeah, and then I just use my fingers to rake through, and this is the curl pattern that I got. And like I said, this is the Garnier Flexi Hold Curls. So yeah, and I don't think I'm gonna use all 3 products in my hair because I want it to stay for a little longer. So I'm not gonna use all 3 products in my hair, but yeah, so I'm gonna just continue, and when I'm finished with the end result, I'll be right back. I'm excited, y'all. I love the curls in this. All right, I'll be back with my hair. Just hold. Y'all, this is the end result of the curls. So yeah, this is actually nice. I love it. And this one, oops, y'all, making a mess. So y'all, so that was the, and I used a little of this just because it said it air dries, so I used a little bit, but not a lot. So another day will come when I use all 3, and I use a little mousse as well just to get it down. But I'm in a rush, so I'll be back when I'm done with my makeup and all that. And yeah, so Garnier, I am loving the natural hair product. Like, it's 10 out of 10. I would recommend. So welcome back to the video, and I hope you did enjoy that, and will get your natural hair products from them, and yeah, it's just awesome. And I'm not just saying it because they sent me some product. Anyways, let's get into the Q&A. All right, so last year I saw on TikTok that there were cruises going to countries without any visa. And I wanted to take my husband for his birthday in April. So last year, I saw some persons on TikTok, like I say, advertising cruise. And I wanted to go on a cruise so bad, but I did not want to go before my husband. I wanted my first cruise to be with him. So I went online and I type in Caribbean cruise and I got vacations to go. So I actually booked my cruise through Vacation to Go. I'm not sure how I ended up with them, but I just went online and that's who I ended up with. They were actually some awesome people. So I told them it was my husband's birthday and I wanted it to be very special. They gave me, I think $25. Well, gave him $25. They gave us a picture frame. They gave him like another gift he could put pictures on. What else did they do? And also, I am a airline employee. So for airline employees and military, I think teachers and nurses or doctors, I'm not too sure, but I know airline for sure because I work on an airline. So we do get a discount. So for both of us, I think we paid about 1,100 and something US dollars, and that's for both of us after I got the discount for being an airline employee. After that, which I actually started my own travel business with hotels and activities. So I could have had booked through myself, but it was really nice going through somebody else and just letting somebody else take care of you. You know, you gotta spoil yourself sometimes. So at first, I got the impression that the cruise was actually an English cruise. I thought it was English. So when my husband and I got on the cruise, we realized it is actually a Latin American Caribbean, Latin Caribbean, however, cruise. So it was Spanish cruise, not an English Caribbean cruise. So on that cruise, there were like two Jamaicans, and there were some persons from St. Kitts and Nevis. There were persons from, I think, St. Martin. There were some persons from, I think, Bahamas, but it was like a handful of us that was actually my color and that speak English. There were two Jamaican guys on there, but it's not a Caribbean English cruise. It is Spanish. Like at one point in the first part of the cruise, I thought that I was so annoyed because I do speak a little Spanish, but not a lot. Like I will help myself in situations, but I will not just be talking Spanish. And so even for my husband, I had to be translating and I was annoyed. So everything was centered around Spanish people. There were some really awesome Spanish persons. It was just that one person on the cruise. He was like one of the entertainment person, and he made sure to highlight the Spanish people. And it was after a while, you know, you had to make sure that they know Jamaicans were on the cruise. And yeah, so we're going to show out and show up wherever we go. So my husband and I, we wore Jamaican clothes. We wore, we just show up in Jamaica because wherever Jamaicans go, we have to shine. Okay. Anyways, so that's the first misconception that we got, that it was an English cruise. So a lot of times travel agents will sell you stuff, but they will not tell you what it really is. And I guess a lot of persons really have not gone on a cruise to know the difference. What documents do we need to be on the cruise? So you need your passport, and that's basically it, because the countries that you're going to, I guess you as an individual, you would need to find out if you could enter the country or not. But it's a visa-free cruise, so the only country that I guess my husband could not have gone into by flying would have had been Aruba. So Aruba, you need a U.S. visa because he was going on a cruise and he landed by sea. He had, I think, up to 24 hours or somewhere around there to stay in the country. So the cruise to Aruba, I guess, was from 7 a.m. to about 11 p.m. at night. So he could have stayed and enjoy Aruba. How early do I arrive at the cruise port? I arrived. So whenever you book your cruise, they'll tell you what time. So when you're checking in, they'll tell you what time. I guess it depends on your class. We got a balcony room, sea view balcony. Of course, it's sea view. So it's a smaller ship, so it wouldn't have like the park and anything like that. So yeah, so we got the balcony. So normally they would board you by group. So whichever room type you get or category you got, they'll give you the time for that category. So we went on a cruise, 2 Jamaicans, like 4 persons from St. Kitts and a bunch of kids, persons from St. Martin and Barbados. But I'm telling you, like, it was like different countries. And so it's like there is for people from Panama, Costa Rica, Venezuela, Brazil, it was Colombia. It was a lot of Colombians on there. Like, trust me, it was a lot of Colombians on there, and Mexico. So the cruise that we went on would consist of Spanish. It was like 95% of the cruise is Spanish. Every event that you go to is Spanish. So, they'd have to try and incorporate the English. So the parties were Spanish. Most of the musics were Spanish. So you go some places and you will find English. And there are 2 Jamaican guys on there that works on there, and they're like a band. So one sing and the next one play the steel pan. So those are the only 2 Jamaicans that work on the ship. There's always Jamaicans, trust me. Yeah, so it's not a English cruise, it's Spanish. Every year I try to do something different for his birthday, and I just thought a cruise was just one of them things that I wanted him to experience with me. So I've never been on a cruise before. I always wanted to be on a cruise, but I always wanted it to be with my husband first. And then after that, I could go wherever in the world and don't feel no way. So yeah, and he did enjoy. So Serenade of the Seas, we leave from Cayman to Panama to Colon, and the ship leave from Colon. Then so it's 7 days. Then the next day we go to Colombia. You tour Colombia till about 6 o'clock in the evening. The day after Colombia, we did Sea Day. On the 3rd day, we went to Curaçao, a really nice, colorful island. I'm sure you see all the vlogs that I had. And Aruba, my fave. So Aruba was always one of the countries that I wanted to go to. It's always on my bucket list. So Aruba was one of the countries that I waited for. So that was the next thing that I did on my bucket list on that one trip. So did a cruise and Aruba. Those 2 things I always wanted to do, but I wanted to experience them with my husband, and we did. Is it best to buy the drink package? I would buy the drink package. Get the drink package. Whatever you do, get the drink package. And it's not so much for it being alcohol, because you don't have to just get alcohol. You get coffee, you get bottled water, you get all the fresh juice. A few mornings my husband got orange juice, freshly squeezed orange juice. Tastes awful, but okay. Yeah, so we got a lot of stuff, and we were giving people drinks as well, because so the drink package, it's unlimited. It was like 300 and something dollars per person for the 7 days, but because of the tax on the site, the drink package came up to 800 and something US for both of us. Also, if one person is getting the package in a room, the next person have to get the same package. Have to. If one person is getting internet, the next person have to get internet. No, we did not take the internet because we wanted to enjoy each other's company. So for these 7 days, we had no internet. And I thought that was going to be so horrible at first. And I was just thinking that the most person I want to talk to is my husband, and he's already there. So whenever we got to port, when we went to Colombia and those places, we catch up with whoever we need to catch up with. But we were not having the internet, and the cruise does give you internet, but is limited to the app. So you will get to see all the stuff that's happening on the app, and the app is just it's it's current, it's consistent, and trust me, there's so many things for you to do on the ship. It is crazy. What does the fare include? So the fare includes all your meals. Well, there are like specialty restaurants that you go to, and that's a different charge that you'd have to pay. So when you get on the ship, they you have a sea pass, and I guess that's what you use to get everything. And I guess at the end of it, or you could go top it up, put money on it, so you know what your budgets are. So for example, you did not get the drink package, but you want to buy a drink every now and then, you could just put some money on your card, and that you could just keep, and it just keep coming off it. So the meals are included: breakfast, or you could eat lunch, or you could eat 24/7. You could just be eating round the clock, around the clock. So for a drink, in that case, you'll get tea. But they give you like cups. So if you don't pay for any drink package or anything, you could buy a water package as well, and you could buy like a soda package, and obviously the drink package. So they give you like, I think it's like apple juice, and they give you like a little orange juice in the morning, and they give you tea, and they give you water, but it's in a cup. So you won't get bottles or anything, you'll just get cups. Do they have team nights? They do have team nights. So some nights they're going to have all white parties. They're going to have Caribbean flair. They're going to have the elegant night. They're going to have the nights when you represent your country. Yeah, so when you're going on a cruise, I guess you bring whatever you think you're going to need. You'll always need an all white because there's always going to be an all white party. There's always going to be some party somewhere. Um, yeah, they do have nightclubs, and they have so many things going on. There are concerts going on. There's 70s parties going on. There's 80s. There's 90s. There's Latina parties. There's so many things that you could do. So yeah, you want to bring enough clothes, but you don't want to overpack either, because half the clothes that you bring sometimes you don't ever wear. So, gratuities. Gratuities can be paid before or after on the day of departure. When you're leaving the ship, the morning of, or the night before. Because most times they say you need to clear up your bill the night before by 10 o'clock or something like that. Or you could do it in the morning too. It wasn't a big deal, but we just clear our bills. And so for the grats, it was like $18 per person per day. So between me and my husband, it's $18 per person per day. What we did when we got in, we tip our, I can't remember what you call him, that person there, or steward, or whatever you call him, the person that cleaned the room. I can't remember right now. My brain is tired. So we tip him really good. So that's the next thing. If you want good service, be nice. Be very nice. And I learned that by watching a few vlogs before going on the ship. If you want good service, Be nice. Be nice. So when we got in, we got a guy. His name is Francis or Louis or something. I can't remember right now. But he was so nice. He was from the Philippines, and there was a lot of Filipinos. So those are my favorite people on the ship. Anyways, so we tipped him like before. And when you get in, what do you ask for? Robes. If you need extra blankets, I asked for robe and blanket. I used the robe once. The blanket, I don't know, I didn't like it, so it itched my skin, so I didn't use it after the first day. Um, what else did we get? Because the ship had a lot of plugins, so we didn't need any extra plugins, and we do have power banks ourselves. We didn't need any extra plugins anywhere because it had a lot. We had more than enough. The bathroom was really good, really big, really spacious. The room service was really good. He cleaned our room every day. So we did get service around 11 o'clock in the days, which most times we're not even in the room at 11 o'clock in the mornings anyways. So he would give us little animals on the bed. And yeah, our room is always clean, always put together. Knowing me, I'm not going to leave my room messy for anybody to come and clean. So I always try to put my stuff away, try to make it neat and clean. So really and truly, most of what you had to do is just spread a bed. And probably clean the bathroom, like probably want to wipe down and stuff, which I go back and clean anyways, because yeah, I just have to. So in the room, there are hair dryers. They really don't give you a lot of stuff because I think they don't want you to burn down the ship. And I wouldn't want nobody burning down the ship with me on it. So I did not bring any steamer, but my friends did. The people that I met, and yeah, so they had one, and that's how we got our clothes. Because even when you press your clothes and you have it neat and whatever, packed or whatever, by the time you get to the ship and take out all your clothes, they're like wrinkling or have all kinds of, yeah. So they don't give you a lot of plug-in to leave anywhere so you can burn down nothing, or you know what I mean, because a lot of persons, I guess they're not careful enough, and so by experience they'll try to burn down the place, and I don't want to be in that. Should you book excursions through the cruise line? Honestly, if you don't want a ship to leave you, if you plan to go gallivanting wherever and you don't want a ship to leave you, I would book it through the cruise line. However, people won't tell you this, but I'm going to tell you for free. It's cheaper outside. It's cheaper on the outside. It's cheaper on the outside. Period. Because, all right, so when I went to Colombia, on a cruise line, it was like $100 and something to go around the island. But when you get on the ground and you meet the people, $50. Can you imagine? And that $50 is for both of us. So it's not like it's per person, it's for the both of us. So we paying $50 compared to $100 and something times two. When we went to Curaçao, they had all these stuff, and we did a tour around the country for $20. Yep. The cruise had it for almost $100. It was like $80 something per person. When we went to Aruba, it was the same thing. So Aruba had it for like $200 and something for some tours. So we did a tour around the island, and we didn't drink because they were like party bus and stuff that you get alcohol and stuff, but we already paid for alcohol on the ship. So why would we come off the ship and go buy alcohol? This is crazy for me. It's just crazy. So yeah, it's too expensive. It's too expensive on a cruise. But like I say, because I seen where the cruise almost leave a lot of persons, and I think that was Curaçao. When we went to Curaçao, the ship was leaving at 4:30, and at 4:35 persons were running to catch the ship. Like, the ship not gonna leave me. So I did my tour, Went back on the ship like 2 something. So I came off about 10:30 or so. Went back on the ship about 2 something. No ship not gonna leave me, baby. Not me. Cause one, all my stuff is on the ship. Two, I can't afford for my husband to be stuck in a country that he can't come out too easy. I mean, I can, but he can't. So I'm not gonna do that. I would never jeopardize that. So especially in Aruba, which would have had a problem for him coming out. So yeah, and then on the ports, all ports took U.S. All ports use U.S. currency. So wherever we went, we used US. Most of the countries would give you back US. I think it was like only Colombia that did not give me back US. They gave us their money. But yeah, for the most part. So kids, what activities are available for kids and teen? So they do have kids club, they have babysitting club, they have places where you can leave your children for a few hours. I don't think it's for the whole day, and I think that's up until about 10 o'clock at night. So you get to enjoy adult time. There's a kids theme park. Serenade of the Seas is not a big ship, so they don't have a lot of activities. They do have a game room for kids. They have these slides. I think I saw like 2 slides. I'm not sure if the rock climbing is for kids, but it's there. There's a volleyball court. What else for activities? There's table tennis. There's a pool. But like I said, Serenade of the Seas is a smaller ship. Now, I'm going to stick to Royal because I really like the atmosphere on Royal Caribbean. There's always something to do. I just love the not too stuck up, but not too ghetto kind of thing, which I'm going to try the other ships as well to see what's happening on them. But I think Royal, yeah, I am happy on Royal. How expensive are photos and souvenirs? So I did not buy anything on the ship, to be honest. And it's after I left the ship, I realized I could get charm for my bracelet, but I did not get any charms. And that was crazy. That was crazy. So I wanted to get the ship, the Serenade of the Seas ship, which I think I will buy anyways. So I wanted to get that, but I honestly did not get any souvenir on the ship. I did not even go into a souvenir store. I didn't go into any stores. All I went was the bars, the restaurants, just out by the pool, and the areas that they have entertainment. Yeah, I'd never gone in there, to be honest, but we did get 2 cups. So because of the drink package, we got 2 Royal Caribbean cups, which we never used either way because we already had our cups, because I don't think those cups are that durable to hold like cool or hot or anything like that. I think they're just to say Royal Caribbean, to be honest with you. So we got that on the first day when we get on the ship. What should you do on the first day? So let's wrap it up. So a few days before you get on your cruise, the Royal Caribbean is gonna send you over and over and over and over and over to try and get you to buy packages and stuff like that. You don't have to. However, you can check in on the cruise for up to 45 days before your cruise. So I see now where you could add like $50 and you could choose what stateroom you want or what floor you want it on or whatever number you wanted. You could make a choice. I did not get to choose what room I was going to be in. I just knew that when I was checking in, I was on the 7th floor and I did not like my room. Well, I like it, but I didn't like it because out on the balcony, there was like some white covering and it kind of blocks some of the views. So I wish I was higher. So if you're at 7, there's like this big white thing at the balcony that you're really not gonna look down to see you have to look out. So that was one of the reasons why I would choose a higher room if I could. On my next cruise, I'm going to look up and pay for whichever floor I want, because I would rather be like 10 or 11 or so. Serenade of the Seas only have 13 floors. So floor 13, you would see it's like the club is up there, pool is up there, the rock climbing is up there. 12, the regular floor. 11 is where you'd find the regular dining. I can't remember the name right now. So the regular dining is where you would be on 11 and 10 regular, and then on all the floors. So on 4 is where you see a lot of parties happening. So all the 70s parties, all the 90s, the 80s, whatever party, theme parties going on, that would be on 4. On 6, you would find karaoke, trivias, salsa parties, and stuff like that, which bars are there as well. There's a cinema. There are, oh yeah, that for kids as well. There's a cinema. There is a showroom that they do the Broadway shows and stuff like that. We never did any of those because we were never interested in any of those. We went to the club. We walked to the bars. We went to the parties outside of the club, but we never went to watch a movie, or we never went to watch any of the Broadway shows. Yeah, so when you get on board, you go find your muster station. First thing, get on board, find your muster station, check in there. They have to scan your card. Once they scan your card, you're good to roam wherever you want to go to. They take your bag from outside, bring it into the room for you, or they bring it to the front of the room for you. When you get to the front of the room, your key's there. So once your room is ready, your key would be on your door, and you just take your key off, you look, you see your name, pull your room, take your bags inside, and you just roam. Royal Caribbean, I would recommend. It was really good. Just be prepared if you're going through Panama. That is going to be a Spanish cruise. It is not a English cruise. Oh, and the highlight of my cruise, I'm telling you, the highlight of the cruise was on my husband's birthday. I spoke to the director of the cruise. And can I tell you, at 5 o'clock in the morning, in our deep sleep, I hear my name calling. I hear my husband's name calling, wishing him happy birthday. Both of us wake up, look at each other, went back to sleep, and we missed it because by 7 a.m. it was changed again, and we didn't get to record it. But that was the highlight of our cruise. That was so nice. I would recommend Serenade of the Seas, but like I say, the only downfall is it's only Spanish, mostly Spanish, and they only cater for Spanish mostly. Other than that, if you're willing to learn Spanish, willing to enjoy, willing to just be about your business and enjoy yourself and just enjoy the atmosphere, because it's really beautiful. It's so relaxing. It's so, I don't know, it's just breathtaking. You know, the views, you go up top and you can just look out and just have a drink or 2 or 3 or, yeah. Can I tell you about that part? But anyways, I am going on my next cruise. I think it's September or October. I'm not sure as yet. I want to try Oasis of the Seas, and I'm going to go through Miami. So look out for my next cruise. Alrighty. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope I did not ramble too much. I hope that, you know, I could give some, I give you some highlights on what to expect on Royal Caribbean Serenade of the Seas. So, see you in my next video. Oh, remember to subscribe, please. Thank you. Bye.